Hello, Facebook customers. My name is Ryan Melton. I am the owner of Right Rate Roofing. We're a little bit new into town. This is our first video that we're doing on Facebook. You may have seen several of our posts. Just kind of wanted to get on a video for this one. It's about valleys, as I put in the description here. I'll explain that here in a second, but because it's our first video, I wanted to take a second to answer some questions I've been getting since we've gotten into town. Haven't heard of Right Rate Roofing. Where'd you come from? Who are you? What's your goals? Those types of things. So I guess kind of right off the top, I'm originally from Quincy, Illinois. Born and raised here. About 11 years ago, I left for a different company. I started my own company up in central Iowa with my wife a few years ago. Over that time frame, I started getting people asking us to come down here and do work. At some point, that got to the point that I talked to my wife and said, hey, would you like to go move back to my hometown of Quincy? She's from Canada, so she doesn't really care where we move. And we end up finding a place in New London, Missouri, so not quite home, but really close. And we've started getting new customers in this area. We still service several parts of Iowa. We actually are in Des Moines next week, everywhere in Illinois and everywhere in Missouri. So depending on the size project and the scope of work, we should be able to service any of those three states. Some other questions is, what kind of shingle do you use? We use Owens Corning Durations. There's several different reasons why we use those, and if you're a potential customer, we'd be glad to take the time to explain those to you. One of the big things that we had gotten in this area is how long it takes to get an estimate. So we had started something that we feel is kind of a niche where people can request an estimate online through our website. That's rightrateroofing.com. You can see several of our other posts have that in there, and I'll provide a link in the end of this if I can. You can get on there. We'll typically get our estimates within 24 hours. We use satellite images. The third party we use is called EagleView. It gives extremely accurate measurements, typically within a square, and it gives us most of the information with the stuff that you fill out and information that you provide. So a good deal there. The company name is Right Rate, so I think that there's an opportunity for us to just be the right price for our customers, but I don't want that to get confused with always being the cheapest. The statement that I've put out is that we're going to be the right quality at the right rate. Sometimes homes need several upgrades to be compliant with code. Sometimes it just is a challenging project, and there's labor associated with that. But what I do is, after I do the estimate, I look at ways that we can cut the cost for that customer individually. Then there's also several practices that we use to lower our overall operating expense. One example would be we're a cash flow company. We have zero loans, zero lines of equity or lines of credit, so that savings just gets passed to the customer. So there's a lot more that we do to lower expenses, and we'd be glad to talk to you about that. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me through the website or through Facebook, and we can try to answer some more of those. But we'll get to this valley and show you guys what it is that makes it special. You don't always get presented with these circumstances, so now is a good time to take that video. Let me flip the camera around here. So what we're looking at here is this area right here is a 412 pitch onto a dormer onto the main roof section. This section up here is a 1012. This right here is a 1012, and this right here is a 412. 1012 basically means it's super steep. You're not going to be, the average person isn't going to be able to walk on that. And if I were to walk on it, I'd probably tear up the shingles a little bit. We use foam pads and special shoes to walk on steeper pitches like that. And this 412 is very walkable, so it's nice to be able to do this video right here. But I'm going to get up a little closer here to see how this valley comes together. So the first thing that you'll notice is this valley doesn't have any metal in it. So as I go around town, I'm looking at all these houses that have metal exposed in the valleys. Most cases, there's not going to be anything wrong with that, and a lot of people like it due to aesthetics. Hence the description on this video says function over aesthetics. So we install these valleys because this is per manufacturer's instructions. Owens Corning does not recommend an open valley in this climate because it gets as cold as it does. And in those installations, when you have a metal valley, that metal valley that's exposed is the only protection between the outside elements and the inside of your house. On this valley, we have a layer of shingles, a layer of metal, we still put the metal in there, and a layer of ice and water barrier. So in this system, we have 3 layers of protection. What makes this system unique on this particular house is these different pitches and how they come together on this valley. And there's specific labor that needs to go into it that isn't common for people to really slow down and pay attention to this detail. So what had to happen here, and I'll kind of try to explain it, is you want your bigger roof and your higher pitch to overlap onto your smaller roof or your lower pitch. So what had to happen here in this situation where a lower pitch went onto a higher pitch that's combined with the dormer is we had to lay this lower pitch first, and we laid it up this valley. Then we had to stop going up, start over here, lay this over, and lay this one up because this is the smaller roof. We want the bigger roof to flow over top of the smaller roof, even though these 2 sections are the same pitch. And then transition the overlap here. So that's why this valley looks the way it does. In addition to that, we also at Right Rate Roofing put a starter strip shingle at the bottom of each valley on that overlap for another extra layer of protection so the water continues to flow out the right way. So this valley, while it's put together, you're like, okay, well, it looks like a valley. There's several things and thoughts, processes, and code that went into manufacturing this and installing it for this customer's house. If you have any questions about other install processes, or if you feel like you have a really unique project that you'd like us to take a look at, we'd be glad to do that. You can reach me on my cell phone, and that's 319-210-7. Reach us through our website on the free quote or the contact us page, and you can go to rightrateroofing.com. That's grammatically correct, and that's rightrateroofing.com. So thank you guys. We're going to have more videos, especially over partnerships that we're forming in the area. We've created a partnership with Elam Heating and Air Conditioning. We're going to do a lot with chimneys with them. They have a higher gauge metal and heavier duty brakes that can give a flashing for chimneys that just isn't possible right now in the area. We've also partnered with Macomb, RP Lumber, and I've done different posts about them, but we'll also do videos there. We have a new commercial partnership, Conklin Products, out of Kansas City, Missouri. We have some relationships with Energy Nerds out of Central Iowa for ventilation and insulation needs. So we'll do a lot more videos on those. Again, if you need to contact us for anything, you want a free code, or you're just wanting us to come out and take a look at things, maybe you have a unique issue, maybe you have a repair, you can reach us at rightrateroofing.com and navigate the website. And again, if you have something specific for me, you can reach me on my cell. It's 319-210-7593. Thank you, customers. Have a good day.